Today we are having a recommended candidate from CDS to 2019, and now he is going to join this OTA Chennai. So welcome you, Mantesh, on this YouTube channel, Military Mantra.
Thank you, Yogesh. Yeah.
And first of all, I would like to congratulate you for your success in CDS to 2019. You got recommended, and now you are going to join the OTA Chennai. So how you are feeling right now?
Yeah, thank you for wishes. So I think I'm really proud that I made it into the SSB. I cleared the SSB. I'm going to OTA Chennai for the training. So becoming an officer, it's like a dream come true. So each one of us wants to become an officer, and very few of us get into it. So I think we are really privileged. I think I am very privileged, and because of my hard work, my wishes, of my parents and of my friends, I made it through the SSB.
First of all, tell us about like how you decided to join. That you have decided that you have to join the armed forces. Is there any specific reason, any incident which leads you to think in that way and to decide that particular goal in your life?
Okay. So basically, I come from a small village in Karnataka. So when I was going to the primary school to the other village, there I saw a statue of a army officer. His name was General G.G. Bevoor. So basically, he comes from that village. He became a general, that is chief of army staff in the army. So when I saw that statue, and it was completely decorated, whenever people wants to get into that place, they used to leave their slippers, and it was like a temple for the people. So that is the motivation I had. So if you join the army, the respect, even after your death, the people give you, it is tremendous. And basically, as a children, we get attracted towards the uniforms, whether it is a police uniform or a bus driver, conductor, or the army uniform. So that's how I got attracted to the uniform. And even my father once tried to join the army, but he was not able to join. He became a teacher. So that was the motivation for me to join the armed forces and fulfill my dream as well as my father's dream. So, and many of my friends, like after their 10th and 12th, they joined the army as Jawans in the village. So the respect they get and the interaction with them I had, it was really helpful for me. So it was motivating, and all these factors came together and motivated me to get into the army. It is a childhood dream, I can say.
Like having a childhood dream is a great thing. So did you give the NDA exams also?
No. At that time, I was not aware about the NDA exams. So once I applied for the NDA exam, but I was not able to attend the written exam. So I missed the NDA. Even I regret for that also.
So how you prepared for CDS exam? And apart from it, did you ever prepared for AFCAT exam also? That like there is a entry for Air Force also through
Yes,
AFCAT.
yes, yes.
So tell us about your preparations.
Yeah, I started appearing for the exams when I was in the eighth semester, that is final year of engineering. That time I cleared the CDS exam. I went through that Pathfinder, CDS Pathfinder book, and I think I did only 15 days preparation in my first attempt. So I was able to clear the exam that time also, but I was conference out in the SSB. Then something I thought I had a grip in the on the exams. Even I used to read the newspaper regularly, uh, and if you go through the paper wise, for example English, for English I think I went through previous year papers. The same pattern will repeat, and sometimes some questions may also repeat. At that time, that's how it will help to clear the English exam. Then if we come to GK, that is the most important thing where most of us face the problem. I think I was able to crack that because I used to read the newspapers regularly, and I used to read the books. For example, history. I read the Bipin Chandra book because I had interest in that subject. And for economy, just to know the basics about the economy, I had read macroeconomics, that is class 12th book, textbook on economy. So like that, and before going to the exam, I used to see what are all happenings. For example, awards, who got which award, and the tournaments like American Open, single tennis, and all those things. And for that, I used to refer the GK Today website. And for mathematics, I had this time I was not having the mathematics paper because this was my last attempt, and I had only entry for the OTA only this time. So this was all my preparation for the written exam.
You have to guide someone. So what are all the things
Okay.
you will tell that individual, like how you should start prepare for the CTS exam? Because CTS is an exam conducted by
Yeah.
UPSC, so it has a very great and a tough level in comparison to
Mm.
other exams also. So how will you guide other any other candidate, like how you should start the preparation part?
Yeah. First, I suggest to go through the syllabus copy of the CDS exam. For example, if you go through the syllabus copy of the CDS exam, you'll get to know what are all the in the exams. Uh, for example, GK, you should know the history, current happenings, geography of India, geography of the world. These are the different topics they have mentioned in the syllabus copy. And for English, they have mentioned what is it, odd man out, uh, j- jungle statements. You should order them in a neat way, and all these things are mentioned. And for if you go through the syllabus and previous year papers, I think that will help a lot because it is a, like a guidebook. Syllabus copy is the guidebook, and previous year papers are the what you call path. It will show the path, previous year papers. You can go through the previous papers and how to prepare, what is the difficulty level for each topic. And by that, you should refer the previous year papers. And if you want, you can go through the, as I said, for modern history, some book, for ancient history, one more book, something like that. But I think it is not that difficult because CDS, UPSC is, even though it is conducted by CDS, somewhere we need to just clear that exam just to get 20% of the marks. So I think that's way we can prepare, start preparation. Syllabus copy and previous year papers. They are the guiding lights for this exam.
Like how important it is to read the newspaper, as there are many candidates who are not in the habit of reading newspaper. So how it will help you for the written exam and for SSB also?
Reading the newspapers not only helps for the written exam but also for CDS, that SSB interview also. I think that's very important because you get to know what is happening around you, what is happening in India, what is happening in the state, what is happening in the world. Some questions may be asked in the SSB also. For example, India-Iran relationship and the India-US relationship, like that. So there will be some things happening in the current affairs. So to know all those things, I think we should read the newspaper, whether it is in English or whether it is in local language. For example, I used to read in Kannada previously. Then when I joined engineering, I started reading in English. That was my regular habit. Uh, that's how you. That is the what you call edge over others. There are people who don't read the newspapers. If you read the newspapers and regularly follow the news, I think that's the edge over others you have, even in the SSB also.
Tell us about how you prepare for SSB. What are the things that you
SSB,
do for SSB specifically? Anything special you do for SSB?
for SSB, I think it's better to go through the different sections, screening process and psychological test and group task and interview. I think we will go through that process. For screening in, we have the OIR, Officers Intelligence Rating, and then PPDT and discussion. For OIR, I think all of us are graduates. We can do the verbal parts because it is easier. But for non-verbal, I think somewhere we fail, even though we think some answer is right, but it might not be right. I think for that you will go through the. I think I followed the Natarajan sir book for non-verbal, as well as I followed the Grade Up YouTube channel. In Grade Up, they solved some questions related to verbal as well as non-verbal in OER paper. I think that helped me a lot this time also. And for PPDT, I think we should go through some examples. Like you will get in the internet also, you will get in the books also. Just prepare some good story. Whenever you see something in the that picture, just notice the central person, and their mood and their background. I think that is more important to write a story. And to write a story, you have two options. Something like called long-term challenge and short-term challenge. So whenever you see the picture, you should figure out what type of challenge you are going to give to the hero in the story. For example, if you write, for example, short-term challenge will be something like this. You are what you call going to somewhere and something happens. For example, boat river accidents or road accidents. So these are short-term challenges. The hero goes through it and he will face the challenge. He overcomes it and get appraised from the everyone. Long-term challenge is something like Olympics. So if you see some picture like someone is running, that is related to some, you can relate it to the sports. So that is a long-term challenge because he has to practice for years and then get into the get selected into the Olympic and win the medal. I think that's a long-term goal. So these two types of goals we can give to the hero. And after writing the story, we'll go to discussion. Good, that is PPDT, that discussion part, where we will narrate our story within a 1 minute. I think it is very important to complete our story within 1 minute. So somehow we should try to cover the story, whole story within 1 minute. And then in the discussion, I think as the repeaters, we all face a lot of problem in the discussion because everyone wants to get into screening. So that is where I think we should, what we call, we should be calm. Don't scream or don't try to fight with anyone. Just be calm. Whenever there will be just silence, just give your point, valid point. So in discussion, there will be, I think, three parts. First, you should select the theme, you should select the hero, and you select the action. So in all three parts, just try to give two or three valid points. I think that will suffice. Yeah, all the assessors will notice your points. So this is related to screening method. So can I continue psychology or in between you have any questions?
My question is basically regarding the story writing.
Okay.
So, have you prepared for story writing at your home? Like you saw some pictures, then you do write the stories in that limited time of 4 minutes. So, is there any specific thing you do for the PPDT part? Because the same story you have to write in the TAT also. There are 12 stories there. So, what kind of preparation you do for that story writing only?
I think for story writing, I think in practice, I used to just write the past, present, and future. I mean, what led to that situation, what the people are doing in the present situation, and what will be the future. So these are 3 points I used to write. I used to practice it regularly. For example, if you whenever you see the picture, just look at the situation, look at the hero, look at how many people are in the picture, look at the background. I think all three or four I think hints will guide you to a story. I think you can like you can prepare like 20-30 situations which you can use in the SSV also. Like not just use it blindly. If the situation is similar and if you think it is relevant, then only you can use the same situation in the SSV also. But the image will be blur in the SSV. So that time we should figure out what is happening in the what is their mood and what led to their action and what they are going to do in the future. I think the practice is important for PPDT.
Yeah, would you like to tell us about how you prepared for the next stage, basically psychology, then GTO, and then interview part?
Yeah, coming to psychology, I think we have four tests in psychology. First one is thematic perception (TAT). I think it is somewhat similar to PPDT. Here, rather than just what you call introducing, rating the moods of the people and all those things, just we should get into the action, the TAT. There, we are shown the 11 pictures. Based on every picture, we should write a story. I think for story writing, it is important to inculcate the OLQs, obviously like qualities. So hero should go through some difficult situation, and he shouldn't lose his temperament. He should be able to take all the challenges positively, and he should overcome the challenges. And at the end, we can say he was appraised. He was praised by everyone, something like that. He was awarded. So that is a complete story I can say for TAT. So just give him a challenge, get that hero into the problem, and get out of the problem and get reward for it for his actions. So that is important for TAT. And coming for word association test, we are given the 60 words and 10 seconds every word new word will be coming. That time I think we should give. I think there are four types of sentences we can give. First one is highly positive, neutral, and negative. In four types, I think we should avoid the negative sentences. Even though you don't know something, just write it. Try to write the neutral stories. For 60 words, I think I attempted 58 words in the SSB. This SSB. I think we should give positive as if high possible, highly positive sentences. Neutral, just exceptional case. for that is word association test. For example, word association test, there are three types of what you call responses for a word. First one is evaluation, second one is logic, third one is information. So for evaluation, for example, hard work brings success. Evaluation, that is the evaluation. Information, for example, we are shown a word bank in the SSB. I wrote something like this. The nationalization of bank took place in 1969. That is the information, great piece of information. You can go for TAT. I think that is important. Like that, we should write the sentences, and there are some things which are not to be done in TAT, VAT. For example, we should avoid the negative sentences. We should avoid the words like I do this, we do this, my father do this, something like that. I think we should avoid all these things. So this is a hint for VAT. I am coming to the SRT, situation reaction test. There we are given 60 situations. We should complete them in 30 minutes. I did nearly 40 situations this time. For that, I think the whatever the problems you are going through, we should what you call give the response within 2 3 sentences. Even though you are not able to complete the sentences, just write what the hero is going to do, what you are going to do. For example, if for example you are going to the exam center, some accident has happened in the road. What we should do? I think you should maintain the stability. You should maintain the temperament. That time, what we will do, since it happened on the road, there will be some resources, hidden resources in the situation reaction test. Since it happened in the road, you can take some auto which is available and take admitted that person to the hospital. Then go to the exam and successfully write the exam. I think that completes the what you call situation reaction test. That is a complete reaction. So, and for example, if you go to the exam center, there you found out that you forgot to bring the hall ticket. What you will do? So this is the situation. I think that we should be calm. We should go to the principal. We should explain him what has happened. We should convince him and get a Xerox copy of the hall ticket which is available there and successfully write the exam. So this is a complete reaction. I think that's how we should prepare for this situation reaction test. And coming to the one last one, that is self-description. Oh, I think that is most important among the psychological tests, because there you are going to write about yourself, what you feel about yourself, what your parents feel about yourself, what your friends, colleagues, your teachers feel about yourself, and what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. So, for hint for this self description is try to write the positives about yourself. What positives your parents feel about you, what positives your friends or colleagues or teachers feel about you, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. Among all these things, most of our aspirants will do all these things, but most of us will fail in writing about the weaknesses. That is most important thing, because we shouldn't shy away from our weakness. We should express our weakness and we should try to overcome it. So for self description, for example, if you say my weakness is communication skill, so you can write my weakness is communication skill. My weakness is physical stamina. So that doesn't make the complete answer. So I will say that just write my weakness is communication skill. So to overcome this, I'm reading the newspapers, I'm watching the TV debates, I'm speaking to my friends in the language, like for example, English language, to match my communication skill. And if you say physical stamina is your weakness, then to overcome the physical stamina, I'm going for jogging every day. I'm increasing the distance every day. So this is how it completes the what you call self-description part of the psychological test. So here, make sure that write about yourself only. Don't try to fake. Just write about your strength openly. Write about your weakness openly. But when you write the weaknesses, write what you are doing to overcome the weakness. So this is all about the psychological test.
So how you do that introspection part for the psychology? Basically, you need to you should know about the qualities you have. Is there anything that in which you are lagging? So how you prepared for that part, that self introspection part?
Okay. So whenever we fail in the SSP or whenever we appear in the SSP, we should make sure that what I'm doing. So after coming from every test, for example, when I appeared for my first interview, I came out of the psychological test and I thought I should have attempted more in situation reaction test. I should have attempted more in word association test, and I should have given quality sentences, quality reactions, quality reactions. So this is how we should introspect, and to overcome that, I think we should practice it. So I had prepared some good words and the response to those words. I had prepared some situations, response to those situations. So this is how I prepared it very well. And before going to SSB, just go through all these things. Some words may repeat, some words may repeat in the other way, not the direct word. So you can use those words, use those sentences in the SSB. You should prepare some words, a list of words where I think in the website also you will get examples. In books also you will get the examples for all psychological tests. So go through them, prepare your own sentences, prepare your own what you call reactions for SRTs, prepare your own thematic perception test examples. Practice them. So I think practice is more important for psychological test. You should, because you are put under pressure. Under pressure, your real behavior, real character will come out. So we should make sure that in that pressure, I am able to show the officer-like qualities. That is more important here for psychological test. So we should make sure that within the time I'm able to give the good quality examples, good quality reactions, good quality sentences. So that's most important here for psychological test.
There are many candidates who said that yes, I didn't prepare for the psychology, but I go to the SSB and I got recommended. So these are the things that they do. And then there is another candidate who prepared for the SSB. Basically, for psychology also, he write a lot of the stories. He go to the SSB and he got selected. So there are two different kind of candidates here. So how will you basically suggest the other SSB aspirants how you should prepare? Is it important to do the practice part also in psychology, or is it just that you should know about yourself, the qualities you have, and then go directly to the SSB?
I think whenever you go for the SSB, there are two kinds of people. Someone who have the inbuilt qualities, like official qualities, somehow they are developed in their journey. Some people are there who lack some qualities. I think it is for the person to introspect whether he has the qualities or not. So, for example, if someone goes to the SSB, if he says he has not practiced, I think he might have the qualities inbuilt. He may be able to show them within the stipulated time. So that's his strength. So if someone goes practice very hard and goes to SSP and he fails it, so that he should realize that somewhere he has failed it. Somewhere he is not able to what you call show his OLQs, official like qualities. So it's most I think all the 15 qualities. Every aspirant should go through all 15 qualities that OLQs and make sure that whether he has those qualities or not, and whether he is able to show them within the stipulated time or not. So this is important. Whether he is able to show them, whether he has them inbuilt.
There are many candidates who went to the SSB and they prepared for the stories in advance. They'll mug up some stories, some certain stories. Basically, we are having 12 stories, so they mug up some 12, 14 stories, and they just go there and copy paste the same thing. So how relevant is this, and is it a right thing, or either we should go for the SSB directly, and there the first imagination that we get, and we write the same story?
So I think before going to SSP, we should practice the thematic perception part. For example, we should see the picture, and so for the same picture, I think I will be able to write 3-4 stories. So that's how the preparation should be. Because every time I see a story, my perception will change. Whenever I see the picture, my perception will be different. Whenever other person sees the picture, his perception will be different. Whenever I see the story in the morning, my perception will be different. When I see it in the afternoon or evening, my perception will be different. So this how it varies. There's nothing called right or wrong story. I think we should practice the stories. We should practice the pictures. We should practice the stories. But when you are going to the SSP, when you are writing the thematic perception test, that time you should see the picture. Whatever first thought comes to your mind, because if you practice so much, and whenever you see the picture, that is stipulated automatically. That's how it develops. Through the practice, you have developed that quality that whenever you see the picture, you'll get something in the story. So it's not writing the whole mug-up story in the SSB. Should create your own story there also. But theme may be almost similar, not the exact, but almost similar. that time I think we should add our whatever preparation is there at that moment. But don't try to what we call copy the whole mugged up story in the SSP. So I think that's not correct thing. Just think about the story, write few examples, practice them, and when you go to the SSP, make sure that whatever the first thing you notice in the picture, whatever the first thing you notice in the picture, just write it. That's all.
Tell us about how you prepared for GTO. I mean, there are a lot of tasks there, and you have to perform there in every task up to your best and beyond your limits also sometimes, so that you can make increase your chance for the selection. So, how you prepared for GTO at your home?
Okay. So I think GTO is very important because the leadership qualities, the social behavior, adaptation, cooperation, all these things are what you call assessed in the group task, ground task. So when you are going for SSP, I think there are 3-4 tests which we can prepare individually at the home also. For example, military planning. There, just go through some examples, practice them. And for group discussion, I think the mostly questions will be related to current affairs. If you read the newspapers, if you read some articles, some editorials, and if you watch any debates in the news channels, I think you will get some conclusion. You'll get some contents for the group discussion. That's how it helps. I think I did the same thing. I read the newspapers. I watched TV news debates. I think for news debates, I think it is better to go to the Rajya Sabha TV. That is more helpful rather than these 24 into 7 news channels. There, the experts, people will come, they give their opinion. So I think this type of questions will be there related to international relations, something like that. So that time it may help. And coming to the what you call lecture part, I think lecture part is important. It will be there after some physical that ground task. Lecture it will be of 3 minutes. You are given 4 options. So among them, one will be of higher level, other one will be of lower level, and two will be of moderate level. I think it is important to select higher level and moderate level. So I think I will suggest the people to select the higher level only if you are completely fluent in that subject. Otherwise, don't go for that. Just go for moderate subjects. If you're, I think that's more important because in 3 minutes you should be able to convey your message about the topic. You should show your knowledge about the topic. Should be able to what you say, give the introduction, give the advantages, disadvantages, way forward, as well as conclusion for the topic. I think it is very important to select the topic which suits the most for you. And other that group planning exercise and all those things. I think uh, just there are 2-3 points we should remember, which are available in every book. And when you go to the SSP and you are on the ground, when you are in the team, just be calm and try to give the good ideas rather than just giving the unimplementable ideas. Just give the good ideas. I think that time one thing I have observed in the SSPs, people start giving the ideas initially because initial phases and there will be easy. They will be easy. Whether it is half group task or a final group task, initially it will be easy. So as you move on, the difficulty level increases. So that time it is important to show your talent or give your ideas. When you move to the difficulty level, higher difficulty level, that time we should give our ideas. And I think I did the same thing in my SSB. Initially, everyone were giving the ideas and we were implementing it. But as we move on, the ideas disappeared. And GT asked us to giving different options. Like if you consider this blue as red, if you consider white as blue, something like that. So at that time, I think I was able to give ideas in the task, and that time I think he noticed my ideas. So initially everyone will give, but as we move, I think that time we should give the ideas. And command task, it's also same thing.
What about the interview part? How you prepared for interview? Like there are nowadays candidates go for the mock interview test also at a different coaching institute. So how you prepared for interview?
Yeah, for SSP, I never gone through any what you call institutions or tuitions nowhere. I prepared it by myself. I think for interview, it is about yourself. It's not about others. It's about yourself. I think it's very important to know about yourself. Mostly questions in the interview will be about personal, your studies, your family, your friend group, if you are working, your work culture, your work experience, and something like cross questions. Why do you like the subject? Which subject you like? Which subject you don't like? Teachers you like? Teachers you didn't like? Why? And why you are going to join the army? So these are the what you call some questions which come common in the interview. So I think before going to interview, we should know about ourselves. So I think if possible, try to write the answer for all the questions. So because there will be a bunch of questions, 15 to 20 questions, they ask you and they sit down. That time you should be able to convey your answers. I think it is better to write answer for your interview questions previously and practice it. And if you want, just sit in front of a mirror and try to what you call answer yourself about all these on all the questions. And coming to myself, I didn't what you call go for any mock interview or nothing like that. I what you call recorded on my mobile. So I used to ask questions to myself, and I used to give the response to the questions within some time, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And I used to what you call listen to that answers. And then what I used to do, if something is going wrong or something, if what you call, and if I say something irrelevant, then I used to correct it the next record. So this is how I prepare for interview. And in interview, I think we should be able to answer for the cross questions, because this time in my interview was taken by the board president, and he was a brigadier. So he asked me a lot of cross questions. He didn't allow me to complete those bunch of questions. He asked me like 20 questions related to my studies, my family background, my friends, but he didn't allow me to complete all the questions. For example, when I said after 10th I went for science, he said why? Why science? Why not arts? Then after 12th I went for engineering. He asked me why engineering? Why not other degree? So why only electronics and communication engineering? Why the college in Mysore only? So some unexpected questions, cross questions will come there. I think we should be prepared for that questions. I think I was able to give answer for these questions satisfactorily. So I think this was my preparation for the interview.
How important is it that you should be good in academics while going for the SSB, because they also check your marks through that PIQ where you have already filled those things. So how important is it that you should be good in academics, and did they ask you any academic question also in all attempts of your SSBs?
Yeah, okay, I think academics is important, but if you have scored some handsome marks, like some average marks, I think that's enough for SSP, because there is nothing called you should for a CDS exam especially. There's nothing called cutoff marks to get into the SSP. So if you have scored average in the exams in the degrees, I think that's enough to attend the SSBs. Yeah, for in this SSB, he asked me a lot of questions related to my academics only. So means since my academics record was very good, he asked me like related to engineering colleges, placements, and the good colleges in Karnataka, good colleges in Bangalore and Mysore, and something related to why I chose that branch, why that branch in that college only, why not other branch in that college, something like that. So I think I had prepared for that part, but not completely. There were some cross questions. So knowing about academics, because when you are doing a degree, I think it's very important to know about the degree. What are the options you had in your life? Why you chose that degree only and that college only? It may be a simple reason, because it may be near to your house, you join that college. Or if you say uh, the faculty was good, that's why I joined the college. I think you should be honest in giving the answers. Whether it may be a silly reason, or it may be what you call related to academics reason. I think we should be honest and we should give the real reason why I did that, why I didn't do that. So I think it's important to know about academics, about the background of your degree.
There is a statement that you in which you believe a lot. It is like you are the reasons for all your actions, something like that.
Yes, yes.
So would you like to share us like basically why you believe in that particular statement and what is the reason behind it?
Yeah. So I think I have failed 4 times previously, and one was conference out and continuously screened out. I think when I realized it, I came to know that I had a lack of confidence for attending the SSBs. That also screening in process. I was having lack of confidence to get because I thought I'm not completely prepared for the SSB, so something like that. So I would say that there's nothing called complete preparation for SSB. It is about how you behave, how you react, how you will be in the group in the SSB. That's matter at that moment of time. So there is nothing called complete preparation because the assessment process is completely different. This is assessment based on your psychology, based on your personality, based on how you cooperate, how you react in a group. So I think for that there is nothing called complete preparation. That was a thing which I had misunderstood in my previous attempts. I thought complete preparation is something I should be satisfied with my preparation. So there's nothing called complete preparation for SSP. So as in my statement, I said you are the reason for all what you call actions, consequences in your life. Because coming to the SSP, if you take the example of SSP, I think it is all about you only. So you should be know about yourself. You should know about your weakness. You should know about your strength, weakness, your friends, family, your background, everything. And you should only inculcate those officer-like qualities. So it is about you only. If you fail, you are the reason for that failure, and you should learn from that failure. You are the one who are going to face the SSP. You are the one who are going to fail the SSP. You are the one who should learn from the failures. You are the one who should inculcate those OLQs, officer like qualities, because you are if you are going to lead the men in the field, and you should have those qualities. You are the reason for all your qualities, your thoughts, your actions, your behavior, everything matters. So that's how the personality of a person develops.
So tell us about how was your journey to the OTH Chennai? Like you now you're going to join the OTH Chennai. So how was the journey till now as an SSB
Yeah,
aspirant?
since okay, as an SSP aspirant, I came to know about this SSP when I was in final year of engineering, because my one of my seniors, he cleared the CDS exam, cleared SSB, and he joined IMA. So that's how I came to know about the procedure. Procedure. What is the procedure to join the army as an officer? And that time I started preparation. Not complete preparation. Just I used to read what is there, what is not there, something like that. Then after engineering, I was working in an MNC. That time also, whenever I get the SSB near the Bangalore, for example, Coimbatore or Bangalore, I used to attend the SSB. So I missed many SSB because of the work pressure. So then I thought it's better to focus on SSB completely if you want to do something in your life. So because I was not that much fond about private job, so this was my dream, and I gave many attempts. I failed, but I think whenever I failed, I have realized it why I failed it. For example, when I wrote something, for example, psychological test, it will be in a day two of the SSB. So after coming from the psychological test, I used to reassess myself, what I did right, what I did wrong. So how many examples I must have attended, how good quality answers I might have given in psychological test. So I used to sit for 10 to 15 minutes and think about it, and I used to write it down if possible. Otherwise, I should keep it with myself. So something I did right and something I did wrong, and how I should improve it in the next attempt. Even though I clear it this time, but I used to think like that. And for example, after coming from the interview, I used to think what are the relevant answers I gave, what are the mistakes I did, what I shouldn't have said in front of the officer. So I used to assess myself and learn about it and read about it. And I think it's about what you call inculcating those qualities, and it's about improving your personality. So this is how my personality got developed as an officer. I think it is important that even though you fail it, but you learn from the failure. So this is what I did in my SSBs in all these attempts.
One question is regarding the coaching institutes. Basically,
Mhm.
now it is a trend that every candidate who cleared the written exam, whether it's the CDS or FCAT, or even if they are getting a direct entry, first thing they do after getting a call for SSB is that they join the coaching institutes, offline or online method. So, how relevant it is that you should go for a coaching institute? I mean, there are candidates like you didn't join the coaching institute, but you get recommended. So, how important it is, and is it relevant to go to coaching institutes for SSB preparations?
Yeah, I think as you said, I have not gone to any coaching institute. I think the SSB is all about yourself. I think if you want to know yourself from others, you can go for coaching institutes. If you know you can assess yourself, if you can assess your qualities by yourself, I think it's not important. It is not important to go to the coaching institute. I have seen the people who have cleared the SSB after going to the institutes also, coaching institutes, and I have seen the people who have cleared the SSB without attending any coaching institutes. I think it depends on the person, because you are the one who are supposed to have the OLQs, officer like qualities, and if you think you are not able to assess your qualities, if you are not able to what you call evaluate yourself, I think you can go for coaching institutes and get guidance from them. And I think one more thing, one important thing which I say the people who attend the coaching institutes, don't copy all the ideas or all the stories in the SSBs, what you learn from the coaching institutes, because there will be some words which I have heard from coaching institute people. They use some words or some prepared mugged up stories they write in the SSB. I think that shouldn't be done. So if you, I think SSB is all about the officer like qualities and your qualities. You should inculcate those qualities. It is not like important to go to coaching institutes. You can do it by yourself, and if you think you're not able to do it, then you can go for coaching institutes.
One last question to you, and basically, it's not a question; it's a request. That is there any motivational message you want to pass on to our SSB aspirants? I mean, which would help them in SSB preparation, which would boost their confidence.
Yeah, as I said earlier, SSB is all about yourself. So the whole interview revolves around yourself only, your behavior, your character. So just try to develop your behavior qualities and all those things. And one thing I would say, there are no secrets to success. So it is a result of preparation, hard work, and learning from the failures. So assess yourself, and if any mistakes you did, just learn from them, try to rectify them in the next attempt, and make sure that you don't do them again. So be confident, and as I said, confidence has no competition. Be yourself, be honest, and be calm. Just attend the SSB as you are. Don't fall into the trap that you should prepare something like that. There's nothing called complete preparation. Just prepare yourself and show your real behavior in the SSB. I think that's important. That's what I did this time. I didn't practice that much for SSB this time. I just went casual, and show yourself. Just open up. Don't shy away from your weaknesses or failures. Just show them, and what you did to overcome those failures and weaknesses. That's important in SSB.
Okay, so I believe that our SSB aspirants will get something from your words, and they will do the preparation honestly and with a lot of motivation and confidence. And I would like to congratulate you again, Mantesh, for your success in CDS, and now you're going to join the OTA. And I believe that you will achieve lots of success in in Army also as a officer. And I believe that you reach to the higher ranks, and again, congratulate to you. And thank you for coming to our YouTube channel and accepting our request. And all the best for your
Yeah,
future.
thank you, Yogesh, and I thank all your team for this effort, because you are helping the future officers. So that's important. Not just becoming successful, but also helping others to become successful is important. That's what you are doing. So I thank you all, you and all your team for doing this job. Thank you very much.